Now, here to speak about our dear friend, one who was here in Yahrtzeit. It's Kollel, it's beautiful Kollel. Yossi, Basker, it's Berger. It's a great loss for all of us. There's here, and I just want to speak about something that affects all of us. Yossi was here, and it affects all of us, and we have to be aware of it, and something that take with us always. On the Pasha, we find the Magdalene went to spy on Eretz Yisrael, and 12 people went. 10 came back with a bad report. They said it's no good. There are people dying there. The land is crazy. The food's unbearable. We're like ants, grasshoppers there. We can't exist. It's not possible. And 2 people were the opinion, no, land is beautiful. Great land, flowing milk and honey. Where we could do it, we're able to, where the foods are delicious. 2 direct opposite opinions. And we know the Rambam says, and this is a fact, that social pressure has a strong effect on each person. Rambam writes that no one should live in a place where there are Rishonim around, because you will be affected. You might think you will, but you will be affected. Rabbi ben Arach, it says, Rabbi ben Arach was from, it says in the mission of us, if you put everyone, all the Tanam on one side of the scale, just put one little Rabbi ben Arach on the other side of the scale, it'll tip in his favor. That's what it says. Rabbi Arach was huge. And yet it says in the Gemara that by the Churban, Rabbi ben Arach didn't want to leave where he was, because the water is good, the land is good, it's a nice house, it's nice, but why should I have much stuff to leave? Why should I leave? And the rest of Chaveim left. And what happened to Rabbi ben Arach? Rabbi ben Arach lost his vows, he lost his Torah, and lost everything he had. But the Gemara says because he was missing his Chaveim, his friends. We are people that are mushpa from our surroundings. That's the way it is. We are mushpa from our surroundings. In fact, there's once read a study that was once done. There was a room where 20 people came into the room. 19 were in the inn. They were in on this trick, and one of them wasn't. And the guy started explaining, if you do 2 plus 2, and then you minus 1, yeah, you do plus 2, and you minus 1, then you have 5. Everyone said, yeah, it's 5. 2 plus 2 minus 1, you have 5. And this guy's thinking, 2 plus minus 1, 5. Yeah, it's 5. Everyone's saying 5, okay, it's 5. And you see this orange over here, really, this orange, if you look at it in this light, it's blue. And everyone says, 1 second, let me see it. Oh, I see it, yeah, I see it. You see it, this guy's looking, see it, it's orange is blue. Yeah, okay, everyone sees it. It's not like the king without the clothing on. Yeah, everyone sees it. Must be, we are mushba from our surroundings. When people have a certain view, that's the way it is. Yossi Basker, he had a certain pshitas about him, which is K'nai. Now, he grew up in Washington Heights. Washington Heights, you have to realize, is a pashta place. It's a pashta place. You cannot, even if you were extremely wealthy, you cannot have a fancy house. There's nothing for you to do about it. It's apartment buildings, and you can't have a fancy house. You maybe would be able to rent or buy the other apartment next door and break that down and all that, but you're no way renovating the outside of the apartment building. There's nothing to do. It's the same garbage apartment building, same everything. It's a beautiful apartment building. The same, and there's nothing to do about it. It's the way it is. You can't do much. You live in an apartment, most apartments, let's say it's 2 bedrooms. If you're really, really lucky, you have 3 bedrooms, and most of them have, like now on the ground floor, 3 flights up, 4 flights up, 6 flights up, so obviously you have to walk up and down the steps. You're not living a high-end lifestyle. It doesn't even make sense to own a car. Some people do own cars, but it's very hard to own a car because you can't find parking there. So it's circus, it's good to walk. The subway's right there. Walk some other don't own cars. You're living a simple lifestyle. I remember Shimon Schwab told me that at the time I was in the early 80s, mid 80s. I forgot exactly when it was, but he was talking about people were talking about moving out. He said, "Watch out, such a mila because it's a pshitas. You have a certain lifestyle of pshitas that you can't find in a lot of places." Yossi Basker was a pashta yid. He lived a life of pshitas. You see his house. There's nothing fancy. Just see the way he lived, and everything was pshitas. He wasn't the type of person that was out to show and to make a fanfare and to make noise. He was about to care par excellence, like a shver, but he was about to care his murder. But he didn't go and wanted to blow. They had someone who blew in yeshiva. That's someone who blew, and he didn't have to go blow. It was not necessary. It was not necessary. But who was it necessary for? So there were people who never didn't have anyone to blow, and they're homebound, and they're stuck over here, stuck over here. He'd walk to their houses and go blow them because that wasn't needed. So most people, I know how to blow. So can I blow? Can I blow? I want to blow. Why do you want to blow? Because I want to blow. It's not pleasant. It's not pleasant. It blows. That's why I'm going. He wasn't like that. He doesn't have blossachnisht. He doesn't have to blow. It's one thing. It's what's needed. Whatever pashtas, the way it is. His whole hanhaga, the whole hanhaga that he had was such a pshitas of what's necessary, what's needed. Good. No, this Kollel. So by breakfast, I heard he'd say it's about Torah. Friday morning by breakfast, say it's about Torah. Why? Because sitting down and eating something. So might as well have it about Torah over here, which I have one. So no one else wants to say, so I'll say something about Torah. It's a certain pshitas of what is this world about? Why are we here for? Why are we in this world? Why? Why are we here? So if some person could have chachma, oh, I'm here because of this and that, and on the side, yeah, of course, and guilt and this and that. You gotta enjoy why you're here. You can't just. But there's another person who's in this world. Why are we in this world? Because partially we're in this world to accomplish the Tzura Kosh Baruch Hu. And that's what we're here. And that's the focus, that's what we are. That's the hashpah that we're missing. It's a certain hashpah that he resonated, this feeling of like, what are we in this world for? And we have all to get caught up in our lives because we are in America, we are in societies that are growing and doing and busy, but there are certain people that are pashat, and that has a hashpah on us. That's something that we can't lose and we can't forget. He was someone that was kind of, Torah came first. Torah, that came first. What does Hashem want? That was the Aleph, that was the Beis, that was the Gimel, that was the Daled, that was the Taf. There was nothing in between. It was all. What does Hashem want? Okay, Hashem wants it, so I'll do that. This is what it is. Okay, so let's do that. Like, there's no other question. What's that? That type of hashpah, that when you're among such a person, you're like to have it's Kollel, the Kollel named after him, the neshmat. It's such a zchus. It's such a zchus to have such a person here with us, and that we have a Kollel that's continuing in his namesake, continuing like that. Because it's a yikar metzius. What should I tell you? It's a yikar metzius to have people like that nowadays walking around with such a pshitas. It shouldn't be, but it is. It's a yikar metzius, and we were lucky to have him, and it should be in neshmat. We should all be lucky together, to steig, and to realize, continue Yossi Basker's profile, pshitas, knowing what's Aleph to Tov is the Torah, and there's nothing else. Why does HaKadosh Baruch Hu want? And there's nothing else. There's no showing, no blazing, no. It's all living the lifestyle of Yossi Basker. He's the Chabarach, and it should be living in the Neshmat.